Well, hello and welcome back. So I hope you like that new intro. I figure it's rather suiting for my style. But anyways, let's get on with it, shall we? So, here we are, yet again in the FwD13. I really love this aircraft, I don't know if you guys can tell. If you want to check out my review on it, I already have one up on the channel. But anyways, today's something a little bit different. I kind of want to go over the idea of, well, knowing your aircraft and knowing what it can and can't do. Here's a game where I end up getting 5 kills in it. And I'm counting the last one as a kill, and you will see why. And it's not because this aircraft is overpowered. It's not because I'm the best pilot in the world. I'm a good pilot, I will say, but I'm not, you know, I'm not nothing crazy. But it's because I know exactly how this aircraft performs. Now, I will say one of the kills at the beginning, it's an easy kill. But then from there on, these kills get progressively more difficult, and that's what I kind of like about this. Some people might say, well, James, are you trying to brag? A little bit. But it's more about making people understand that there's a lot of aircraft that people think are broken in War Thunder. And to some extent, there are many that are. However, not every aircraft is broken. Not every aircraft is overpowered. And I like to think that D13 is a very good example of an aircraft that is, I think, at the 6.0 BR, relatively well balanced. I will say, as of this current mini patch, the P51 Mustang is now down to 4.7 BR, so it doesn't face this. This thing mostly sees jets and some of the higher tier British Spits and things like that, and so it's actually right around where it should be facing. Now, granted, it historically could it face Mustangs? Yes, and would the Mustangs win? I'd bet my money on the Mustangs, but yet again, this game isn't at the right altitude, and yada yada yada. So, the point being, this is a battle where I want to stress if everybody knows their aircraft. Now, the reason why I know this aircraft very well is because I fly it out quite often. I know, granted, lately, I haven't been playing War Thunder as much as I used to, but I still really enjoy this game, even though it pisses me off to no end some days. But anyways, let's get back to the game. So I don't know if you notice on our team, but we got, you know, a 109 G14, a couple D9, a bunch of D9s, Horton 229 V3, and a couple D13s, a Talon 52, and another Horton 229. Now, this was before the most recent patch, which you guys can actually see. Mags TV uploaded a video. Mags, a very good YouTuber that really focuses on War Thunder. He did a very good video explaining this, that they kind of condensed a lot of the BRs, and they did exactly the opposite of what they should have done, and they're not really helping out a lot. Gaijin kind of lost the ball on this one. But anyway, so we're here, we're climbing up 3,600 meters. That I fast-forwarded the time a little bit. So, you know, yet again, doing what we do in a D13, which is climb up in the air. There's a P80. Now, that thing's far faster than I am, and I'm more maneuverable. So, you know, he's dogfighting over there. I'm not even going to worry about it. A bunch of dots in front of me. There's a B17. Now, a couple Tempests and whatnot. Now, here's something I do want to say about this. If you guys saw my review of the D13 and whatnot, I really like the German 20 mils because they're very consistent. The MG 151s, their velocity is nice. You can learn how to lead your targets very well. And needless to say, I find them very accurate. Now, I know right here I went away from the engagement. Right now, we're already 7 minutes into the actual game. But I like to stay away from the initial engagements and make sure my altitude is at where I need to be. I will not engage an opponent if they're above me. That's stupid. Every once in a while, if I'm late, I'll make that mistake if I'm tired and whatnot. And I try not to make that. But now I'm going to engage with myself having the altitude advantage. I see something below me. And nope, I'm not going to take that one. There's something else coming up ahead that I can kind of see in the distance. But anyways, I'm just trying to gain some straight line speed. I'm at 5,800 meters. I'm pretty high up. There's something around here and there. And here's Mr. B17. Now, yet again, notice how far forward I'm aiming in front of him. And it only takes a few hits to take him out. And by the way, this game is just so beautiful. I have to give Gaijin credit. They made an absolutely stunning game in terms of aesthetics. But anyways, let's get back to reality here. So, that's an easy kill, and right with the D13 it is. I got, you know, 320mm cannons. So, they're easy to aim, and they have 750 rounds, so of course I have more than enough ammunition to do so. But that's really not the only thing. I'm going to speed up a little bit and get us down to the fight. As I have 2 clips to show you. Now look at the speed on this thing. This thing retains its energy very well. We're keeping up our speed. We're flying around. I know there's something over here. I saw something. Just kind of looking around, getting close to the enemy airbase. I noticed there was something behind me. I flip around. That little dot in front? Yeah, that's an enemy fighter. That's a Tempest. Tempest is no joke. Now, this is where, yet again, knowing how the D13 reacts, and also using your advantages, using the fact that I'm in the clouds. That Tempest can't see me till right about now. And it's far too late for him to react. He goes into... He pulls up high to try and engage the 190, and I just tear him a new one. Then I notice there's a P80 below me, so I dive down. I'm still turning. And I say, oh, hello, F80. And I just fire in front of him and take off his right wing. Alright, so we're at 3 kills, and that's not a bad game at all. You know, if something I've always said in War Thunder is if you can get at least 1 kill, you're doing a job. So I'm doing more than my fair share. And, you know, kind of flying around. Someone said there was an aircraft near here. Here's where the fight gets interesting. As you'll see in a minute, there will be 2 aircraft that will be near me. Now, quite frankly, look at the enemy team. You probably know what aircraft those are. There's an F8F1B Bearcat with the cannons, and a P80 A5. P80 is much faster than me, and the Bearcat can outturn me. So technically, these two as a matching pair can do quite well against me. Well, the P80 is damaged. So, you know, I'm going to roll over and I'm going to chase after him anyway. Some people would disagree with that, but at the time, I didn't know the Bearcat was around. And so, I'm just diving on the P80. I know he's going to outrun me. But the point is, I want to kind of keep up with him. I want to see. I want to see how damaged he is, because I know for a fact if he's damaged. Now, he makes the cardinal mistake of turning. That P80 tries to turn fight with me. Now, I admittedly should have done something different there, but anyways, he turns. He keeps turning. I don't know why he's turning. That's one of the worst things he could have done. He could have just been flying in a straight line. And then I hear something. And then I look. Now, in-game, I was actually freaking out, because I heard an engine. And then I see, oh my god, it's a Bearcat. Oh my god. So now I'm in a turn fight with a Bearcat and an energy fight with a P80. This seems like it'll be fun. So, now I'm going to turn that off and enjoy this, because this is somewhat comical. So it's at this time I realized that, you know what, I could just outrun this guy. So that was an interesting battle. Now, watch from his perspective. His engine dies. I later ended up finding out that he had some damage on his aircraft and a few other things. He was having some issues. But I'm going to count it as a kill because I hit him earlier. And that's when I did some flight model damage to him. So yeah, that is 5 kills. I'm counting him as a kill since I hit him. That's 5 kills. And 2 of them in a 2v1. In a battle that I never should have won. So, it's all about knowing your aircraft, noticing that I was using those landing flaps a lot, and those takeoff flaps and combat flaps, and maneuvering this thing around. He had a couple times where he could have shot at me. I had a feeling he didn't know how to fly the Bearcat very well. But, needless to say, I looked at his profile, he seemed like a competent pilot. But anyways, let's move on from here to the second video. And this one kind of more or less showcases on really what you have to do in an engagement where everything is against you. So here we are. Now, this is going to be something that's kind of interesting, to be quite honest with you. This is going to be something that it's a battle that I didn't think was going to happen. I didn't think this kind of thing was going to take place. I didn't expect it to happen at all. There's a Wellington, which I totally passed by him. I let the ally take him. I say the hell with it. Now, here's where it begins. F7F, that's a Tiger Cat. That thing's faster than me. Better in a climb. Better in a dive. But I can barely outturn him. That's about it. And he and I, and then another Tiger Cat, are going to be in quite the dogfight. Needless to say. By the way, I just noticed I screw up in both these videos. You guys can see that little recording thing at the bottom of the screen. That's not supposed to be there. Action software, what are you doing? But anyway, so he's faster than me. I'm trying to catch him in a dive. I do a little bit of a climb. We're going to do this little bit of a jiggle here, where essentially he's going to try and keep outrunning me. I'm going to try and outrun him, or aka catch up to him. And it's going to end up to the point where something different's going to happen. And you'll end up seeing what that is. Now, the Tiger Cat's a twin-engine aircraft. It's very fast. It has 4 20mm cannons and 450 cal, so in terms of firepower, he way outclasses me. He's in a complete another weight class. He makes a cardinal mistake. He turns. And this is where he screws up royally. Because now, his turn was so sharp he went up and then down. He doesn't have that much more energy than I do. I'm scoring hits on him here and there, but the Tiger Cat is also pretty durable. So, that's fine. I will sit up here. I'll gain my speed. Don't you worry about it. But this is going to be the funny part. Is he's not going to be the only Tiger Cat. It's going to get interesting. Now, one thing with the Tiger Cat he could have done, quite frankly... Ooh, I score a decent hit, you know, on his engine. Now, I'm going to turn that off because, quite frankly, this is the way to watch a dogfight. And uh-oh, there's his friend flying by. So now, it's myself versus 2 Tiger Cats. Granted, one of them's already damaged and I'm kind of on him. But yet again, this is kind of where, if that other Tiger Cat, he's behind me, knew how to fly his aircraft, he would have kept his altitude above me. And he wouldn't have wasted so much energy coming down to this altitude. So what's going to eventually happen is this Tiger Cat, I'm putting shot after shot into this guy, and he's not having a good day. And then I notice the Tiger Cat's coming up behind me. I'm putting shots into this guy, come on. I put enough shots in him, I see him start going down, so I break off him. Now there's another Tiger Cat. I just barely get above him, and he tries to turn. He goes way up. Oh, man. Oh, he's going to be moving? Nope. Now, this is what's called going to scissors, essentially, when they both keep turning. Now, I know I barely have better turning than him, but I didn't want to end up in front of his guns. So I'm using my combat flaps a lot. Now, here's where I'm just starting to edge out in my turning. And I get a hit on him. But this ain't over yet. This ain't over yet at all. Turns back around. He's trying to get his guns on me. He fired. He was missing. I use my landing flaps. I'm trying to turn like hell. So is he. He turns better than I do. Oh god, this is going badly. But then I realize, oh. Guess what? You're done. There goes your wing. I appreciate him trying. I do appreciate the effort, but the issue is he used his aircraft wrong. And granted, this is not what this aircraft is designed for, but he didn't use his aircraft properly. And that's what kind of sucks. Is the fact that it would have been a more interesting battle, and he would have basically killed me if he had kept his energy up and basically had an energy domination over me, meaning that he would have had the altitude control, which would have gave him the control over the terms and the time of the engagement. So, quite frankly, the outcome could have been very, very different. But, quite frankly, he chose not to, which, sucks for him, but that was his choice. So, pretty much from here on out, I just kind of land and take off, and nothing much really happens. It was just a very simple game. Sorry, I want to say thank you all for watching. Let me know what you think of this episode. This is going to be something that I want to start between War Thunder and World of Tanks and a few of the other games where I see people maybe miss the memo on how to do something. So, yeah. So, moral of the story, kids. Learn what you're flying before you fly it. Thank you all for watching, and I shall catch you next time.